Hello everybody. Hello everybody, guys. I want you guys to watch every single second of this video. I'm gonna break this video down. I'm not gonna be a D-riding puppet like Marshall Mind. I'm not gonna tell you guys that, oh, you know, EA had a certain budget and they put it all into their new subsystem. So if these guys had more money, then they'd be able to make a new, a better game. And I'm not gonna D-ride like Marshall Mind, guys. I'm one of those guys that I'm gonna be the same dude, like wouldn't change for no amount of cash. You know what I mean? And guys, just watch this gameplay right here, right? I want to break this gameplay down, obviously, and just talk about this current status of the game, right? The title is correct, guys. So just watch the fight and notice what's going on. You know, there's a few things about the game that's decent, right? You know, you can hit people with leg kicks and they react to the damage of the leg kicks. You know, elbows cause, cuts to open up. There's little things that's in the game that, we're saying, okay, cool, it's a little bit something different. But as you heard the puppet, the EA puppet Marshall Mind say, they put all their money into the new subsystem. So I mean, guys, when I told you guys sports games are the worst games out right now, I mean, I'm not even kidding when I say it. Like, it's to the point where these devs are so lost and the higher ups are so lost that they'll release a game that is clearly not well put together and they still have the audacity to make excuses as to why the game is not what it needs to be. And games like EA Sports, UFC, like, they have zero excuses as to why a game could be messed up. It's like, if you're gonna get a certain amount of money for a budget you claim, right, that the puppet Marshall Mind claims that they have a certain budget of money, why in the world would they sit there and be focusing on updating EA Sports UFC 4, right? Instead of them updating UFC 4 and then later on trying to use that as an excuse as to why there isn't new fighters in the game, or there's certain things that may be wrong with the game, it's one of the dumbest and worst excuses of all time. If you know you're gonna have a certain budget for the next game, focus your attention on the next game. Updating UFC 4 wasn't going to do anything for anybody. It would have been way better off if they put all their time, focus, attention, and energy into UFC 5. What we were sold is not what we got. Nobody should be running around making excuses talking about budgets of EA. Like, this is a multi-million-dollar gaming company that has been around for years, and they've had 3+ years to sit there and make a good MMA game. Not to mention, guys, this MMA game is only available on the new generation of consoles, which is PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So you would think that since they are only going to be on the best consoles available, that the game would be playable and the game would be good. But guys, for some odd reason with these sports games, they just can't seem to make a good game if their families' lives depended on it. They cannot make a good game for the life of them. It's like, how is it so difficult to understand a damage system where it's like, okay, if someone's taking too much damage, fight will be stopped. If someone's getting dropped 3 times in one sequence, the referee will step in and stop the fight because the fighter is taking too much damage. When are we gonna have simple things like that implemented into the game to where it makes more sense? Guys, I have not got a single a single doctor stoppage until what you guys are gonna see in this video. And it's like, it took me that many knockdowns just to get a doctor stoppage. It doesn't make sense. In real life, if somebody gets knocked down, right, multiple times, the referee's gonna jump in and stop the fight. If you're getting knocked down multiple times, guys, what that tells me is that you're not being defensively sound, you're being stupid, you're being low IQ, and you keep getting dropped. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're trying to change it up, it just goes to tell me that you're not doing something right. Now, obviously, we know the pressure fighting in the game is broken, block breaking is broken. There's a lot of other factors to that may say, okay, what if somebody's block breaking me and I keep getting dropped? At that point, that's obviously on EA to make the game good, where there's no such thing as block breaking. There's no such thing as people spamming 100+ strikes per round because they're not having any stamina penalties, to the player that they're using, when that should be the case. I mean, I fought a guy that had a Robert Whitaker that has an 89 chin, which is a terrible chin in the game. I had to knock that Robert Whitaker down 6 times just to be able to win the fight. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Robert Whitaker has an 89 chin. So if all that damage has been accumulated on an 89 chin, 6 knockdowns, Why wasn't the fight stopped? Why weren't one of those knockdowns a flash KO? They claim to have upgraded it to where, oh yeah, you know, you can get flash KOs now and blah, blah, blah. And it's the same game. Guys, when I tell you guys it's the same game, I've said this, I've repeated this to myself so many times. Anytime I watch a video of the puppet, you know, the EA puppet Martial Mind, or I watch a video from a real nigga like Pryoxis, yeah, I'm always saying to myself, like, it's the same game. It's the same game, because it really is the same game, guys. You know, plus a new subsystem, a few new kicking and punching animations, and you know, there's minimal details that they add to the game. But it's like, in terms of when you actually step in that cage and you start fighting and you start putting damage on somebody else, you can't get a flash KO. The doctor stoppages aren't even that consistent, to be honest. From my experience, guys, I have over 300 games played in online ranked. Doctor stoppages are not that frequent. You know, I've been doctor stoppage 3 times, right? But I've never got a doctor stoppage on anybody. They've gotten them on me. There's even a video I got to show for you guys where there was a doctor stoppage call that I wasn't even, you know, I had Demetrius Johnson, his face wasn't even injured at all. So I don't know how a doctor stoppage activated there, but it's just a bad game once again. So who knows what can happen? You know, the possibilities are endless whenever a game is incorrectly put together, let's just say that. But even in a sequence like this, guys, the amount of times I've dropped them with the leg kicks, the fight would have been stopped in real life. You can't take that many leg kicks back to back. You know, the damage is not adding up properly. They claim to have a new damage system. Martial Mind claim, oh yeah, there's a new damage system, and you know, people are gonna be able to do this and that. But bro, all of that was cap. And the thing that's frustrating with Martial Mind, I'm gonna make a separate video about the whole Martial Mind Pryoxis thing, right? The thing to me that's frustrating about Martial Mind is that when people actually come and say, hey, this is what's wrong with the game, it's not like he's saying, oh yeah, like, he's sitting there trying to defend EA, saying, oh, they had a certain budget, and if these guys got more money, this is, you know, wait, would, you know, you wouldn't believe what they'll be able to do. I'm just like, bro, could you make it that more, you know, that more obvious that you sold your soul to EA for no reason? You're not gonna get rich off of that, right? I mean, do you not want to be real with your fans? Do you not want your fans to know the actual truth of what's going on? And people might say, well, yeah, he said this and that about EA, and he said they need to fix this. He shouldn't be defending them at all, regardless if he knows what's going on. Just them not, guys, think about this right now. Just them not having any new fighters in this game, and them having fighters like Juicier for Amiga still in the game, it doesn't make sense. It's inexcusable. It's a slap directly in the face of every single consumer of this game. Whether you're one of the 2 people that might be a legitimate EA Sports UFC fan, or you're like everybody else that is just a fan of MMA, and this is the only game that they make for MMA. There's no other games that they make. EA has the title of UFC, but I just wanted to show you guys all the damage that's been accumulated on my opponent, and the fight hasn't been stopped. The doctor hasn't came in the cage yet. So much damage. They don't have it realistic where the referee can stop the fight. It's only doctor stoppages. So basically what they're saying is, oh, you're gonna have to wait 3 more years to get the referees to step in and stop a fight. It's like, bruh, these are simple things that need to be in the game. I don't understand how could this have slipped the crack and got released, but this is the current state of it, guys. Like I said in my video with sports games being bad, they're more so focused on the promotion of the game. Notice, what did EA Sports do? They got probably the biggest YouTuber in the UFC community. I'd say the most respected. Like, he plays UFC the most, I guess you could say, Martial Mind. And what did they do? Turned him into a puppet, got him to, you know, to promote the game. So instead of EA directly taking all the heat, now people can go to Martial Mind and say, oh, well, this is not what you said the game was going to be. And we all know that Martial Mind didn't make the game. But guys, this is the business tactics of a company like EA and just any other gaming company. Guys, this is what they do. In terms of these sports games, this is what they've been doing. They're going to promote the game. It's promotion over game development. They're going to have a puppet that they can utilize to take some of the heat off of them, right? And they can go to the puppets and say, hey, you told us the game's going to be like this. Whole time, the puppets aren't the game, you know, the game developers. They're not the ones that made the game, aka Martial Mind, or aka anybody else that derides this game or derides any other sports game like a 2K that might be bad in the moment, and they won't be honest with their fans and say, look, this game sucks, don't buy the game. Look, I've been telling you guys, don't buy the game. Do not, but you should not be buying this game at all for any reason whatsoever, unless you're just a fan of the game and you're a fan of, you know, UFC and you want to be able to play an MMA game. That's the only way. Me personally, guys, the only reason why I buy this game, I'll be honest, there's 2 reasons. I'm a content creator and I'm just a fan of the UFC. This is the only game I can play, so I have no other choice. Also, guys, I've been playing UFC since UFC Undisputed 3, UFC, all those older games we used to play on the PlayStation, spin our controller handles off. So I've been playing UFC games for a long time. It was a part of my childhood, so that's just the case for me. But a normal consumer shouldn't be buying this game. And you guys can see how long it took the doctor to actually step in and say, okay, Dr. Stoppage, the amount of damage I put on him, the amount of leg damage, they don't have it implemented into the game where Herb Dean or any of the referees can stop the fight. It's just constant damage of you dropping somebody with leg kicks. So, I mean, it's complete BS, man. I'll tell you guys right now, it's complete BS. This game is really bad. I told you guys, I have a bunch of clips saved up for you guys where I'm going to be able to show y'all and, you know, let you guys know. Just don't waste your money, man. I'm telling you, I genuinely wish I could get my money back, but it's only because of the fact that I'm a content creator where I can just focus on making content, you know, through all the games I'm playing. That's the only thing that's keeping me sane through all of this. So you guys can see the damage there. 6 knockdowns in round 2, which is actually hilarious to look at. Round 1, you know, was his round. It goes to show you I was fighting pretty much cool, calm, collected for the most part. And as the fight picked up, the damage added up. You know, eight knockdowns in 1 round. I mean, guys, this is super duper arcade. It's super duper arcade mode, and there's no room for that on a mode like online ranked championship. So you guys know the overall message to this video. Martial Mind's a puppet. Priox is the real nigga. And yeah, guys, don't buy the game. It's pretty simple. Don't buy the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Gang, they cannot do it like him. Nobody shooting like him. Gang, nobody doing like him. That nigga hate everyone cause he broke, and that's why nobody like him. Gang, SD gun, now he talking this shit.